Assalamu alaikum and hi viewers, this is Sajjad Hussain and you are watching my YouTube channel. Viewers, today I am going to discuss with you a short story by James Joyce, and the name of the short story is The Dead. It was published in the Dubliners, a collection of short stories, and James Joyce is said to be an exponent or a pioneer of stream of consciousness or stream of conscious technique. This discussion is going to have three parts. In the first part, I'm going to discuss with you a brief outline of the story. In the second part, I'll discuss with you the themes that are there. And in the last section, we'll be deliberating on the stylistic aspects of the story. Now, let's start our discussion as far as the outline story, outline of the story, or outline summary of the story is concerned. We come to know that it is the annual dance party that has been thrown by Aunt Julia and Aunt Kate, and Gabriel, who is the favorite nephew of his aunts, is the chief guest. In fact, he heads the dining table and he carves the goose and he delivers his speech, and it is quite traditional, it is quite customary. When Gabriel, along with his wife Greta, appear there on the scene, the caretaker's daughter Lily, who is acting as a housemaid, helps them in putting off their overcoats. And Gabriel praises Lily for her growing beauty, and this is not taken well by Lily. In fact, she is quite displeased and she retorts Gabriel in an insolent manner, and Gabriel is quite embarrassed, and in order to overcome this embarrassment he tries to give a generous tip to Lily, which she takes hesitatingly. Then we come to know that the minor characters in the story are introduced to the readers. Mr. Brown is there, Mary Jane, who is the niece of Aunt Kate and Aunt Julia, and who is living with them because she is an orphan, is also introduced, and she plays her academy piece, she plays her song on the piano, and this is what pleases everyone. Later on, we are also introduced to Mr. Brown, who flirts with some women in the party. So, all these details move on, and the couples dance. Gabriel couples with Molly Ivors, who is his university colleague. Gabriel is a university professor and Molly Ivors is his colleague, and when they dance together, Molly Ivors, who is young and who is infused with Irish love and Irish patriotism, invites Gabriel to visit islands of Ireland during the summer vacation. But Gabriel informs her that he has already decided to visit Europe, some of the European countries, and this is something that irks Molly Ivors, and she calls him a West Brighton, and she is of the view that Gabriel has anti-Irish sentiments and he is not pro-Irish, and she is so much heartbroken that she leaves the party without attending that dinner. Then comes the speech by Gabriel, and in the speech he praises different Irish traditions and practices, and he also admires the three graces, the three women, the three hostesses, Aunt Kate, Aunt Julia, and Mary Jane, for organizing and for throwing that wonderful party. And he speaks of Irish hospitality in particular, but at the same time he is of the view that some of the traditions and some of the golden principles are being lost and people have become intolerant and they have become radicalized. As the dinner comes to its conclusion, Bartoldi sings a song, and that song very much fascinates Greta, Gabriel's wife, and they have decided to spend the night at the hotel. So when the party is over, they drive to that hotel, and there Gabriel finds out that Greta is not in her usual spirits. In fact, she is dejected and she is tormented and she is lost in her thoughts. And Gabriel is quite romantic and he makes amorous movements and advances towards Greta, but he is discouraged by her. And when Gabriel tries to find out the reason for her dejection, she confesses to him that the song that was sung by Bartoldi has reminded her of Michael Fiore. Michael Fiore was a young man who was in love with Greta, and he used to sing this song that was sung by Bartoldi, and he died when he was waiting outside Greta's window to see her, to meet her, and because of that intense cold and severe cold, he died a tragic death. After she makes that confession, she starts weeping bitterly, and in the process, she goes to sleep. And then Gabriel realizes that this life is short lived, and this life is meaningless, and this life is worthless. It's better to have a meaningful death rather than a meaningless life. And the story comes to an end. As far as the themes are concerned, the first theme that dominates the story is male pride or male chauvinism or male domination. We find out that Gabriel tries to dominate the proceedings, and this male pride is wounded in the very beginning when he encounters Lily. The second time his male pride is wounded and it is injured and it is bruised badly is when Greta, who is otherwise very good natured, speaks to Aunt Kate and Aunt Julia and complains about Gabriel's habit of wearing galoshes. Now, galoshes are worn by the British. In Ireland, it was not thought to be very good. In fact, it was thought to be a British habit or British culture. So, this is the second time that the pride of Gabriel is mortified. As the story moves on, his encounter with Miss Molly Ivors is another blow to his male chauvinism, and by the end, he has to face a harsh and bitter reality that his wife, who pretended love for him throughout that matrimonial relationship, was in love with a young man prior to their marriage. Now, all these things are highly disturbing and all these things are highly shocking. And this male chauvinism and this male pride in Gabriel is pampered and it is nurtured and it is protected by his aunts because they have high faith in Gabriel and they hold him in high esteem. That's why he is always the chief guest of the party and he has to carve the goose and all that. Another important theme in the story is Irishness. We find out that Gabriel is dubbed as anti-Irish by Miss Molly Ivors, and this is what has happened. The youth of Ireland and the young people belonging to Ireland are of the view that the British are responsible for their deprivation, and British are responsible for not having that independence, and they have become radicalized, and they have become intolerant, and they have become impatient. This is what we see in the attitude of Molly Ivors, and this is something which shows that patriotism or nationalism is such an overwhelming passion that it can create rift, and it can divide even the closest of friends and closest of relations. Theme of death is very much there, and this theme is prevailing throughout the story, and particularly by the end, the death of Michael Fiore and the reference to that dead, which is the title of the story, is particularly important, and it enhances the overall effect of death that has been created throughout. And the characters are in a nostalgic mood. This is what we see Gabriel in this is what we see in case of Gabriel during his speech. He is in a nostalgic mood, and he is reminded of certain things of his past life. This is the case with Greta. She is reminded of her romantic relationship with Michael Fiore. So nostalgia and romanticism with the past is one of the important ideas. Epiphany is an important idea, is an important theme. What is epiphany? When a character realizes something, and he faces, and he comes to a realization, and he comes to an awareness that completely changes his life because of some external object, or because of some external stimulus, because of some incident, or because of some happening, or because of that the realization that dawns him, that is called epiphany. And by the end, there is an epiphany that dawns on Gabriel. He comes to realize that life is short, and a meaningless life is worthless, and a meaningful and purposeful death is more loving and endearing. Now, as far as the stylistic aspects of the story are concerned, we can discuss that the story has been narrated by third person, and there is a mimetic style. What is mimetic style? Mimetic style is a style in which the speeches or the behavior of the characters is mimicked. For instance, Lily was literally run off her feet. This is one of the sentences in the opening lines. Now, if Lily had expressed her situation because of the fuss that was there, she would have almost used the same language. She was run off her feet, and this is what is expressed by the narrator. So this is what makes it a mimetic style. Stream of consciousness is there, or stream of conscious technique is there. We find out that soliloquies are also there, and you can go through this story and find out what are the soliloquies, and how that stream of conscious technique or stream of consciousness has been employed. Viewers, I hope you enjoyed today's discussion. Keep watching, keep following. Those who haven't yet subscribed, do subscribe my channel for more interesting videos. Thank you very much.